The physical appearance of microphones has seen little in the way of aesthetic inspiration over the last 100 years or so. That is, with the exception of a few examples. Ugh. But whether it be time or through limitation of sonic expectations, the creativity of microphone design seems to follow one of a few paths. Every once in a while, though, a microphone comes along with a bit of that wow factor, breaking the chains of a century-long lineup of uninspired designs with something that just pops. Like this, the Rode NTR. Not only a unique design, but an industrial-looking microphone that begs to be looked at as much as to be talked into. A ribbon mic that not only looks impressive, but is also one of the better-sounding ribbon mics that I've had the fortune of using. But wait a second. Did I just say Rode, then ribbon mic in the same sentence? Those two words don't seem to fit together, do they? Why would they even bother? Well, it's funny you ask that, because I got to ask the founder of Rode, Peter Friedman, that exact question over dinner recently. And ironically, I kind of wish I had a microphone for that interaction, because what he said kind of blew me away. They built it because they could. And he followed that up with something to the effect of every self-respecting mic company should. Now, that's not verbatim, mostly due to the passage of time and a rumored bottle of wine that was wrestling to control my memory, and I think it still does. But I'll be damned. He was right. Consider all the knockoff microphone designs and all the bargain basement brands that are being pumped out with quality control, the unlikeliest of features. Condensers should come to mind at first, but over the past few years, dynamics have also been flooding the market. Don't even get me started on USB mics and the companies that seem to have sprung out of nowhere with their own super awesome designs. But something you just don't see are a whole bunch of ribbon mics in the bargain basement, do you? Now, that doesn't mean you can't find a couple cheap ones out there to cut your teeth on, though, with brands like ART and Apex being a couple that spring to mind. But those don't really factor in when you're looking for a studio-ready ribbon mic, do they? So then, why is that? Why does this exceptionally old technology and microphones, for the most part anyways, seem to be reserved for the higher tiers of expense? Well, you see, the development and specifically the fabrication of these microphones isn't as straightforward as you might think, especially if you want one to sound good or to be accessible for more people. For example, the actual element in these microphones, which is the ribbon, is an extremely thin strip of corrugated aluminum. Aluminium? I'm Canadian, it's aluminum. So thin that it's considered foil. So how thin is that, you ask? 1.8 micron in this microphone. And I'm no hairdresser, so my math might not be good, but that is 1/500th of a millimeter. If I were to convert that into American freedom inches, that is 1/500th of 1/32nd of an inch. I'm not going to give you more than that because my foot hurts trying to do that kind of math. But wait, there's more. The ribbon has to be cut to exact size if you want any chance of it sounding good. And your mom's fabric shears probably ain't going to cut it here. You see what I did there? Yeah, see? Oh, you're still here. Now, once you have that ribbon cut, you need to create a corrugated pattern on it, all while not destroying the foil that is, again, 1.8 microns thick. Oh yeah, by the way, that process also has to be acoustically optimized for not only sound quality, but also consistency microphone to microphone. The tension on the ribbon also has to be exact to ensure the right frequency response and resonance. Then, that ribbon needs to be mounted in a capsule between magnets at exact specifications in order to work. And then on top of all of that, just the equipment needed to mount the ribbon and frankly, just to create the whole capsule isn't something you just pull off the shelf. Oh, and again, I forgot. If you want any kind of usable signal without needing 80 dB of clean gain, you should also include a custom designed transformer and active electronics. All of this requires outsourcing, and expensive outsourcing at that, especially if you want quality. Or it requires a lot of in-house equipment. Now, if you're curious which one Rode did, check out their video on creating the NTR ribbon. It's been my main source for this video, and all of that linked down below. Fun bonus, you do get to see a fresh-faced Ryan in that video, as it's a 9-year-old video. let's get back to Peter's comment about any self-respecting mic company having a ribbon. What did he mean by that? I mean, Neumann doesn't have a ribbon mic, but I don't think that's what he meant. You see, this ribbon microphone represents something to Rode and, frankly, about Rode. It's a commitment to design and, to a degree, a commitment to excellence. It's a flex, if you will. This microphone is a statement, and that statement is, we can and we will. And that rings true because the development of this microphone was very expensive, especially to do it all in-house as Rode does. Something that I think more people need to know and appreciate. But that not only requires a lot of research and development, but also just cold hard cash. And what I think I'm trying to say here is that the process to bring this microphone to life was not cheap. And for a company like Rode to develop a product like this with the knowledge that it wasn't going to be their leading cash cow is probably the biggest flex of them all. So then, should you want or need a ribbon microphone like this, the Rode NTR, and why? Well, ribbon mics are a bit unique, and many believe that is because they capture the sound that has been described as sound similar to the way we hear it, meaning it's considered the most natural sounding. And that is mostly due to the inherent roll-off of the higher frequencies. By the way, fun fact, the part of the strength of how these mics rose to fame is that roll-off. It's also the weakness that led to its fall years ago, as well as the reason for its resurgence in the 90s. You see, the roll-off in the higher frequencies was natural, but tape machines at the time used for recording also had a similar roll-off, as did the vinyl records of the day. Oh, and by the way, radio also rolled off those exact same frequencies, which meant by the time people would hear the final product, those frequencies were completely lost. And when condensers came out, that fixed the problem at the source. But that also led to the complete and utter collapse of the ribbon mic industry. Now, by the time the digital age pulled around, condensers were just sounding harsh with all their higher frequencies, and the warmth of the ribbon was once again held in high regard, which led to companies like Royer emerging in the late 90s to lead the way in ribbon mic design, meaning these are your warm, dark microphones. These are the mics that pair perfectly with almost any instrument, especially stringed. Pianos, guitars, vocals. By the way, Dylan and I have a nice treat for you coming up with this microphone as we're dipping back into a cover song. More on that in a bit. Can't really tell you a lot, but trust me, get subscribed so you don't miss that. But as for the sound quality on this microphone, the Rode NTR, well, I'm going to let you decide that for yourself, as I'm sure you've heard plenty from me over the course of this video. For me, though, this thing sounds exceptional. I'm pretty sure this thing is going to feature heavily as Dylan and I roll out more music in the future. Hint, hint, it's coming. Now let me know what your thoughts are down below. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. By the way, what did you think of the other angle? I see you over there. I see you watching.